earth has to do with the spleen, okay? And spleen has to do with overthinking or worry. Metal has to do with the lung, and lungs has to do with sighing, grieving, sadness. Water has to do with the kidneys, and kidneys have to do with fear. A good way to remember that is don't pee in your pants. Okay, so we can make up, because this is so vast that, and next time I'm going to give you a grid. I think you've already learned in Acupuncture 1, you have a grid, so you need to know that inside and out. Okay, wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Say it.
Wood, earth.
No,
wood,
fire, earth,
metal, water.
Okay, so we're going to stand now. Okay, so wood is what? Where is the wood? Wood is your liver. Liver. Okay, and your liver is on the right. Okay, so wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Okay, let's do it again. So we start, actually, wood, we're going like this. Wood, fire, earth, metal, water. So how's it going? Let's just concept again. Wood is your liver. So we're starting right, up, left, lungs. Got it? Wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Okay, you do it.
Wood, fire, earth,
metal.
Yeah, metal.
Wood, fire, earth, metal, water.
Wood,
Fire,
earth,
spleen,
metal,
lungs.
water.
Good.
Water, yeah.
One more time together. This time, let's just say it so we really hear ourselves doing it. Wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Wood, fire, earth, metal, water.
Wood, fire. Wood, fire, metal, water.
No, we have to keep on a... You're not tired?
No, I'm not tired.
Okay, I'm going to give
I'm
you...
wired.
You're wired also. That's what you're going to say. You're wired. That's great. You're not tired, you're wired. Okay, wood.
Wood, fire, earth, metal, water.
Wood, fire, earth, metal, water.
Wood, fire, earth, metal, water.
And together. Wood.
Wood,
Now put your,
fire.
wait a minute, put your hands like this on your heart. On your heart. Because this is where we're going to come from all the time. This is where we're going to be. That's why we're in this field. Okay. So wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Ah, awesome. Okay, have a seat. You're not tired, you're fired. That's good. So the 5 elements, here they go. Wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Okay. So now we're going to go to the characteristics of yin and yang. Okay. This is a guide to expound on physiology, pathology, diagnosis, and treatment. If I say that there's too much yang in the body, what does that mean?
Too much yang?
Excess yang.
Excess.
What does that mean?
There's too much of something. There's
Too much of what? What is yang?
many.
What is yang?
It's an energy.
If I say yin, deficiency,
Cold.
Excess.
Sorry.
right.
Cold.
So if they have a yang deficiency, let's say yang deficiency, they don't have a lot of heat in the body. Okay. Okay. So again, we're just discussing concepts, because this is what we're going to build on. Okay. This isn't left brain teaching. Okay. It's just concepts, and you're going to really understand it. So then we have the 5 element theory. Again, we will expound on the physiology, pathology, diagnosis, and treatment, because I said everything relates to something else. Now it is a theory. The 5 element is a theory, but it works. When someone has, the liver has to do with the eyes, right? You know that
Yes.
from, and we will show that chart at this time we'll insert it into your notes. 5-element chart. So, if someone has red eyes, check out the liver. We could call that liver young rising. Again, you don't just take the eyes at face value. Although I will tell you something, and because this is part of our practice, I had an esthetician come in to see me. And she had, in one eye, it was like blood, like a little bloodshot. So the first thing that comes to mind to any, to a Chinese practitioner, doctor, is liver young rising, or something to do with the liver. After I checked, and actually she had a liver-like pulse, and that's very taut and stringy, and we will develop that. So it was a taut pulse, and so it was a lot of liver, symptoms. Pulse was a little fast and everything. But I said, you know what? I asked her more questions. Because, again, you know, you see even on these TV shows that diagnosis, with all of their great research and their tests, you can get it wrong. Or it can be other things. Well, guess what? Esthetician, she was cutting someone's nail and it flicked into her eye.
No.
Now, it can still be liver. It can be liver. It can also be metaphysically liver. Or, as Freud once says, a cigar is a cigar, right? So, sometimes you can take things at face value. You know, something flicked, you know, I fell, I hurt my knee. Okay? So some things can be, that's why you have to ask a lot of questions. And look into the eye. And how come it's only in one eye and not in both? Okay, because usually, even with, we only have one liver, one large liver, right? We have bilateral meridians. Okay? Okay. Speaking about meridians, meridian theory. It deals with the physiology and pathology of the meridian system, relationships between the Zangfu, viscera, and their internal and external relationships, the pathways of the 12 regular meridians and 8 extra meridians. So if someone came to you, how would you explain meridians?
Circulation.
Sorry?
Circulation of energy.
Yeah, okay, that's good. And to be more precise, each organ has its own
Energy.
pattern, right? Okay, that's great. Some go up, some come down, right?
I explain it a lot of times. They say, like, how does this light work in the house? And people all understand there's an
Can you say it louder? How does this light work?
I often say to people, do you know how the electrical system in a house works? And they go, oh, yeah, there's wires in the wall, and you turn this on, that. So I said, if one went out, would it mean that the whole electrical system's out? Well, no, it might just be the light bulb. Or then you would go to the next step. You say, well, is this circuit out?
Right.
These two rooms
Okay.
out. But is the rest of the house on? So then you would make progression, diagnosis from, is it, no, it's not a light bulb, it's not the lamp,
Great.
it's not this circuit. And people understand that and say, well, your
Okay.
body's exactly the same way. This here is your lung meridian, this is your lung wire, this is your large
Right.
intestine wire. Oh, I get it. And people get it. It's like that.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Because we have to be able to speak in the language so people can understand. Because if you're going to say, oh, well, the 5 elements of the meridians, what is that to somebody who's never heard it before? The other way, Chinese, it's Chinese to me. The other thing is you can look at it like we say it in England, tube. What is it here? Underground. What do you call that? Subway. So you know at Union Station, there's a lot of energy, right? There's people coming from all over, Oakville, Toronto, all over, Brampton, everywhere. That's the, they have the bus station there, they have the train station, a lot of energy. And you go further up on the what is it? Train, and there'll be less energy. So our meridians are like that. So where we have a lot of energy often, okay, elbows, okay, and the behind the knees, popliteal crease, yeah.
The other one is, I heard, traffic.
Traffic.
If there's stagnation, and there's a accident, which is the stagnation of energy. It causes the backflow of traffic, and everything starts building and building, and then you can't move. Nobody's
Right.
going anywhere. It's the same thing with the energy.
That's why I said the same thing, is that, you could be in Milton, backed up and say, what is wrong? But it could be the bridge at Young Street
Exactly.
that's down. So you would say, why are you working on my ankle when I got the pain in my shoulder?
Right.
But say, I'm not going to where you're stuck in traffic, I'm going to cut the cause of the problem.
Going to the bridge.
Going to the bridge itself, when I repair that, then the shoulder will disappear.
Oh no.
So characteristics of TCM, we have the yin-yang theory, we have the 5-element theory, we have the meridian theory, and then we have the visceral manifestations. And this deals with the physiological function, pathological change, and mutual relationship with the viscera, tissues and organs, as well as their relationship to the external environment. There are 5 Tsang viscera and 6 Fu viscera and the extraordinary organs. We are going to develop that, but Tsang is the yin organs and Fu is the yang organs, okay? Then we have etiology and pathogenesis. The properties, characteristics, and source of disease, all types of pathogenic factors and clinical manifestations. Okay, so what caused it? Okay, what is the cause? Then we have pathological manifestation. General laws of pathology and their rise and decline and imbalances, including yin, yang, qi, blood, body fluids, resistance, endogenous and evils, etc., etc. But I like little short things to tell people, because I told you I am a musician, that's my background, and sometimes the left brain just locks out, isn't there. It's like if a big truck were coming, rather than be left brain and say, hey, what are you doing, or run, I'd say, So, and many of us are like that. And sometimes we're more left, sometimes we're more right. And there are, we can, during the process while we're here, I'll show you things to get out of the right brain, or just to integrate. There are things that we can do, like this one, like here, like this, like this. Okay, so there are brain exercises
Watch your head.
that we can do.
Mm-hmm. That's not good. We got to figure that out.
Okay, so there are things. Okay. And I said that because, right, I said that. Someone comes to you, in a nutshell, what is Chinese medicine? So I say, yin, yang, qi, and blood. Say it.
Yin yang qi and blood.
It gives you something. Now, it's so much more. It is so much more, but yin, yang, qi, and blood.
Yin yang qi and blood.
Because then you can talk about meridians, you can talk about, Chinese medicine is okay. Acupuncture, herbs, Tuina massage, and Qigong. The 4 things. But it has to do, all of those things have to do with yin, yang, qi, and blood. Blood, by blood we mean fluids and all that. Yin can be a fluid also. So that's kind of like, in a nutshell, concept again. Okay? Characteristics, continuing. Prevention and treatment, therapeutic principles. And this is a great thing about this type of medicine. Holistic, but it's a preventative paradigm. Okay? So TCM, traditional Chinese medicine is about acupuncture, herbs, Tuina massage, Qigong. It's about yin, yang, qi, and blood, but it's holistic and it's preventative. So now you have 3 things, right? 3 categories. Right? Got it? You're not going to have to go home and study this. You're going to know it. Okay? So Chinese medicine is acupuncture, herbal medicine, Tuina massage, and Qigong, energy work, right? And it's about yin, yang, qi, and blood,
Yin yang qi and blood.
holistic and preventative. And then you can write a thesis on each one of those separately. Prevention is a priority in Chinese practice because it greatly reflects the onset of disease and developing disease. Okay, the philosophy is on finding the root of an illness and not just putting a Band-Aid over it, okay? Note, Western medicine differs from TCM and one must always attempt to remain unbiased. Oh, let me do this properly. like they do in the adverse. Western medicine differs from the TCM, and one must always attempt to remain unbiased from the two separate medical systems and philosophies. Western medicine favors a disease-specific label and viewpoint, using primarily prescriptions for treatment.
Gotcha. Moving on.
Moving on. Okay. Just expounding on this whole process. Holistic, right? So Chinese medicine is acupuncture, herbal medicine, Tuina massage, and Qigong, energy work. Energy work. They were doing energy work. They were, before anything happened, they were working with energy, and they could actually shift things. And I've met people that can, you know, from across the room, I could feel like a wind or a heat or something. Not many, but now I used to practice 7 to 8 hours a day when I was in my teens, piano. I know my hands are very special. Not from that, but from all that, there was something that was coming through. Not that I liked it every minute, sometimes you don't. And sometimes it doesn't have to be musical. Just like when you're doing sound work. It doesn't express it, get it out. So it doesn't always have to be beautiful and musical. But it's still energy work, okay? And my hands, people have remarked, wow, how did you they feel something when they touch my hands. So again, it's amazing how other things, you know, like if, I don't know, if someone was playing a sports or something, things can develop. They can be very sensitive to things. You know? So it's amazing how things, again, are interconnected. So it's holistic, okay? The universe is the macrocosm to the microcosm, right? The body and external environment create the organic whole, and we coexist. That's very important in politics and in medicine. Coexistence. Okay? Theories including the relations between heaven and the human, unity of yin and yang, opposites, interrelationships of the 5 elements, exterior relationships of the viscera, and Sung Fu demonstrate the unity in the whole of the body and unity of the body and its surroundings. Interior, exterior. We have books on cold symptoms and how they affect the body, or heat, fever. Okay? Cold and heat. Dry. Too much dampness. Okay? These are all things we look at. And we also have points and herbs. If there's too much dampness, what point on our leg do we have to reduce dampness? Stomach what? 40. Check it out. Stomach 40. It's just one of the points we can use, right? So I want you guys to know that for next time. Just because you didn't right now. Okay? Okay? So the body is like Gaia. What's Gaia? That's another name for Earth. Mother Earth. An organic whole. So the body includes the viscera, tissues, and organs, all with unique and separate functions, yet they work and complement each other like an orchestra. The 5 Tsang and 6 Fu viscera are related, with tissues like skin, muscle, vessel, tendon, bone, and organs like the mouth, nose, tongue, eye, ear, genitalia, and anus. Together these tissues work as a unified whole. Okay? Just expounding. Okay, and this is a translation from a Chinese book, okay? So I wanted to bring that in for you, and this is how they are taught, but in Chinese. So I wanted to share that with you. It's not in this book, or if it is, it's differently written. For example, the liver is internally and externally related with the gallbladder, or GB, one of the 6 Fu viscera. Why? What is the yin organ of the gallbladder? What is the Tsang organ of the gallbladder? No, gallbladder. Okay, remember with each, actually I have to see where you guys are. And with every organ, we have the yin and the yang. Okay? So, gallbladder is related to what other organ? Well, let's just look at the physiological aspect. Where's it located? Gallbladder, liver.
Right.
Right. So gallbladder is the Fu. the yang organ of that,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, okay, and liver is the yin organ,
Yeah.
yin,